boy named Diddley had a dream so big it made him feel all giddy. He loved UFC, the fights and the thrills, so he started a podcast to share all the chills. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Fights, every punch and kick, analyze the moves, every trick and flick, comparing each fighter, their strengths and flaws. Diddley's insights would leave you in awe. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Every punch and kick, analyze the moves, every trick and flick, comparing each fighter, their strengths and flaws. Diddley's insights will leave you in awe. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. NFTs and fighters, a digital blend. Diddley's got the scoop, he's always on trend. From rare collectibles to the latest bout, the Final Strike podcast, there's never a doubt. Listeners from afar, they gather around for Diddley's insights, the best in town. With every episode, his fame would grow. The Final Strike podcast, the ultimate show. Even when the market's tough and times are lean, Diddley's resilience shines, he's always keen. Through highs and lows, he stands his ground. In the world of UFC, he's renowned. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Podcast stream, bringing UFC and NFTs to the mainstream. With every word, he lights up the night. The Final Strike podcast, shining so bright.
What up, everybody? Happy Saturday, UFC 311. What a crazy last 24 hours it's been. How about it? Card got shook up a little bit, but we're still here, baby. Should still be a good one. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up for your boy on the video. And yeah, man, we're going to get this show started off with a quick TFSP in the chat. Don't forget, we got a couple giveaways today. Started off with this $50 UFC store gift card. And then we will wrap up the show giving away that UFC 311 pay-per-view code for ESPN Plus. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up. But yeah, man, we're going to get a little bit into Strike. Talk about this challenge. Thank you, everybody, for hopping in this fine morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. Appreciate you guys. And let's get right into it. All right. This week, we got hit with this UFC 311 multi-challenge event. So, not too bad, okay? Structure's okay. Not too bad. We got two separate challenges, kind of a much tougher one and one that's not as difficult. And they some kind of go hand in hand with the fights today. Some are weight class oriented, some of the things. So we'll get right into it. So the first challenge is for a Khabib moment. So big time name there. He's coaching 3 guys this weekend. So We're getting a Khabib, and it is pretty damn difficult to get this Khabib. And we'll get into it. So, in order to get the Khabib, you have to complete 3 separate steps. 3 separate steps. Step number 1, which will be determined after the fights tonight on what you have to do with your moments. A few of them are already determined because a fight did get canceled. That was part of this whole step 1 thing. So Islam and Arman, obviously the fight Arman got injured, so on and so forth. In comes Moicano. What that means for us in this challenge, because the contest was canceled, it's a canceled bout, you just have to collect Islam and Arman. So they are and it is confirmed that they are collection pieces, so you have to collect them for sure. Not going to have to burn either Islam or Arman. But when we get down to the rest of the list, we got Jai Elton, and he is fighting Sergey. So one of those guys is probably going to get burned. We got Jerry and Jamal. One of those guys is probably going to get burned. And lastly, we got Umar and Marab. These are the uncommons, fandoms. Not the most expensive moments out there. Islam, I believe, shot up to, he's at $79. So he's your bottleneck for step 1. But he, like I said, he's part of the collection piece. So not too bad on that part. So we got to kind of wait and see how the fights play out to see who you're collecting and who you're burning after this is all said and done. And that's just step 1. Now we move on to step 2. Burn one of the following epic tier moments. So this is when shit got a little bit crazy on the challenge. A lot of these epics were priced pretty relatively high. Some of them shot up even higher than they were. And now a lot of them are sitting at ridiculous numbers because you do have to burn one of these epics. You got a couple guys that are fighting, a couple guys that Khabib fought. So Gaethje, we'll just take a quick peek. Gaethje's at $2,200. DP, Dustin's at $4,500. Jerry's at $200. Marab is at $450. Arman's at $200. And Kevin Holland is at $210. So crazy. So you got to burn one of those for step 2. And then you get to step 3, where you got to burn every single one of the guys on this list. You got the Conor uncommon and then a bunch of commons here. Gaethje, Poirier, Barbosa, a bunch of lightweights. And we got a couple guys that are fighting on the card. Then we move into the Champ Club passes, where it gets a little bit confusing for some, but we'll try and break it down real quick here. So, for the Champ Club, if you have an Islam champ, you automatically don't have to do any of the burns. You will still have to collect those moments that are here, but none of the burns. If you have the Marab champ, it completes the collection portion of this step 1, but you still will have to, it completes, what is it? Marab's collection. Okay, so collection is Marab, completes the collection portion, you still have to burn. So if you got the Marab champ, you'll still have to burn whoever loses here in step 1. There is no champ pass for step 2. So no matter what you have, you will need to complete step 2, regardless of what champs you have. And then your other champs are Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor, Jamal Hill. All 3 of those champs satisfy step 3 completely. So you don't have to burn any of that stuff, but you still have to do step 2 You still have to do step 1. And with that said, there is a maximum of 2 rewards on this. So people can actually get 2 of these if they want to burn and do it. If they got multiple champs, they could figure it out which steps they have to complete. But you can get 2 of these if you're feeling like it. Overall structure, it's a very difficult challenge. One big, massive critique I have about this challenge is, and I don't know where the oversight was, but how the hell are you going to release another Khabib moment and not use any of Khabib's moments in the challenge? You didn't use his common anywhere, and you didn't use his champ. How are you not going to use the guy's champ? Like, I would have liked them to say Khabib champ owners don't have to burn step 2. That would have been perfect. How are you going to leave out Khabib's champ, dude? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And his common, too. Because you got all these commons getting burned. You got 8 commons here. You got, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. That's like, I don't know. It's like a slap in the face to champ owners of Khabib. And man, it's wild. How are you going to release the dude's moment and not burn him? Literally last week, we got a Chris Curtis and we had to burn Chris Curtis's. Come on. Come on, bro. Come on, dude. I think they already used Khabib champ. Doesn't matter. They just used Jamal Hill for the burn a couple months ago for the DC champ. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You could have easily slid it in as a champ pass for step 2. Easy could have slid it in there. And then the common could have got added to this list. But that was my biggest gripe about this challenge. No passes, no champ passes for step 2 is kind of rough too. For people that might have had, people that stacked the Islam, Marab, and Jamal champs. But yeah, it's a little tough, there. But it is a difficult challenge, and I think that Khabib reward is going to be real nice. Personally, I'm going with the Michael Johnson submission. I think that was, peak Khabib right there. And it was a nasty finish. He was talking a lot of shit in that fight. And I like it. So that's the one I'm voting for. And that is the first challenge. Quite the doozy, indeed. And then challenge number 2. So this one is the reward is for Eileen Perez's sub of Zelenakova. It's an uncommon, guaranteed uncommon, so it's definitely going to be minted out of 1,000, no matter what. And it is got a few steps. You have to complete 2 steps in order to complete the challenge. And I don't know why they made this shit so difficult, but long story short, you could complete step 1 by holding 4 of those, 4 of those, or 4 of those. 1 of those. I think this might be the twerking moment. I think it might be the twerking moment. I'm pretty sure. So step 1 can be completed 3 different ways. Hold Islam rare, Diego Ferreira rare, Jaelton uncommon, or Rinya common. That completes step 1 if you have those 4. Or if you have these 4, Holland's rare, Moicano's rare, Dawson's uncommon, and Talbot's common. If you have those 4, you complete step 1 as well. So it's an or. It's an or situation. So you could do this one, or step C, or path C. Sorry, collect one of the following epic moments. So if you have one epic, just one out of this list, you complete step 1. And then on top of that, you'll have to burn a Misha Tate or Juliana Pena common. Only one moment. And that automatically gets you the completion. So this is a little wild because people that hold this epic set, you could potentially get 4 completions here. 1, 2, 3. If you have Holland, Armin, Marab, and Jerry, and you burn 4 Peñas or 4 Tates or 2 Tates and 2 Peñas, whatever it is, you got 4 completions right there. If you hold these 4 and these 4 and burn another 2, you get 2 more. And then if you got the champ passes, they automatically complete this challenge. So any champ pass is auto-complete here. You don't have to worry about nothing. If you have Marab, you automatically get 1. If you have Jamal, you automatically get 1. And if you have Islam, you automatically get 1. So it's a pretty easy challenge. I think this one should be, I think there'll be a lot of people getting dupes here. I automatically qualify, because I hold the common, uncommon, rare, fandom sets, epic set. Holding those, I could automatically get the first 2 completions done if I burn 2. Then if I burn 6, I could get 6 completions. And then with my champs, I could get 8 completions. So if I burn 6 of these, because I have all of these, because I have all the epics in my wallet and all these in my wallet, I would just need to burn 6, either Tates or Peñas. I could do 6 of one of them. I could do 3 and 3. I could do however, whatever. However I mix and match them, doesn't matter. But yeah, I could probably get 8 out of here with my champ passes and burning 6 of these girls. So yeah, we'll see what's up. We'll see what's up when this is all said and done. But it is that top one's pretty difficult for sure. And we kind of just, depending on which route you got to go, if you got some champs, maybe you only have to burn step 2 and step 3. You could get cracking on that already. I know some people have, but for the rest of the folks, some people are kind of just waiting to see how these fights play out with these bottom 6 moments here. And we'll take it from there. And that's pretty much for the challenge this week, what I got. Let's get into, let's talk a little Strike Now, folks. Let's talk a little Strike Now. What's going on here? Trial run week, right? Trial run week went as planned. Quite a few bugs. Timing was off. Picks came out random times. People missed picks. All that said, I know they said as long as you got at least 1 pick in, you'd be entered into a giveaway or a raffle or something. But I said it before. I've said it a million times. It's really, really hard, guys. It's really hard, especially with the sport of UFC, to try and do anything 3, 4, 5 days in advance. It just doesn't work in the sport. This is why I release my pick'ems every week on Friday after the weigh-ins. Because every week, bro, you never know what the hell can happen. And the whole fight card got switched around. Like Monday, we lost the fight, and we picked Cedriques Dumas. And then it just started going downhill from there, right? And then Armin got pulled out. It's tough. I definitely understand what they're trying to do, get people to be engaged more with the website. And there was definitely quite a few names that popped up in the chat that haven't been around in a while, say, what the hell's going on? I can't make my picks, But I get what they're trying to do, but yeah, it's not a 5-day type situation. Ain't going to work. You're probably better off doing 2 days, maybe, if you're lucky. You do maybe Thursday, Friday, but that's still pushing it. I think best case would be to do a Friday, Saturday, main prelims one day, main card the next day. Best bet. Best bet. The 2 fights every other day. I mean, I get it for engagement purposes, sure. But unfortunately, the way our sport works, it's tough. It's tough, baby. It's tough, baby. It is tough. But I do like the fact that they are trying something else. At least we're going to get our XP back. Maybe we'll get some clarity on that at some point. So people that were kind of griping about the XP situation, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll see. I know Rob said there's a big announcement or some kind of announcement that's getting dropped today. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, baby. We'll see what happens. But I'm not optimistic about it. I'm not pessimistic about it. That is what it is. We'll see. We'll see if anything comes through. But shit's absolutely crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Telling you, man, our sport's nuts. Our sport's nuts how shit just flips overnight like that. So, but that is all I have on Strike, just because we are going to go through the entire fight card today, from the early prelims to the last fight. And let's go ahead and run the first giveaway. Get your TFSPs in the chat. Get your TFSPs in the chat. Moon and Balloon. Bright and early, dog. Good morning to you, sir. From the beautiful island of Oahu. My man. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a good point, Real. Keep an ear out at the end of the pay-per-view and see if they do a Strike Now ad, because they have had those in the past. We'll see if another one pops up here. Get your TFSPs in here. We're going to run this $50 gift card, and then we'll tee up the pay-per-view code and get into these fights. All right. Going once. Going twice. Good luck. $50 holla. Going to Marcus C. Civil Gun wins the $50 holla. Don't forget to hit a thumbs up on the video if you're watching, because we're about to tee up this 311 pay-per-view code. Get your 311s in the chat. Let's see them. Get your 311s in the chat. Pay-per-view code up for grabs. We'll run it at the end of the show. You better be here to receive it, and you better be from the United States, because if you ain't, we're rerunning it. Let's go. Money Moik versus UFC 311. Intuit Dome, Inglewood, California. Your main event. Money Moicano versus Islam Makhachev, baby. Shit was nuts. So if you haven't heard or you didn't see the news, Arman Sarukian pulled out of the fight with some sort of back injury. Don't know how serious it is, how long he might be out for. I don't know if it had to do with the weight cuts. I don't know, bro. It's weird. Saying back injury like that, super weird, because it could be anything. Was it his back or was it his kidney hurting after the weight cut? Like, what was it? What was it? People are speculating it was the Nina Drama training video, but I won't comment. But he looked fine in there. I'm not going to lie. He looked nice and spry in that video. But damn. Money Moik comes in. What was supposed to fight Dariush. How about, does anybody feel bad for Beneil? Anybody feel bad for Beneil? Benny came, he weighed in, and he got sent home, baby. Oh, shit. Dude, I can't believe they did Benny like that. I mean, maybe they paid him, but shit, dude. It's still rough cutting all that weight and shit, especially if the news was out at like 1 a.m. yesterday. I don't know how much he had to cut this morning and stuff, but I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Especially because he needs to get back in there too if he's trying to do anything and prove any of us wrong, because we all think he's done for, you know. But saved himself the knockout, huh? What does he got? What does he got? Yeah, yep. Didn't have to get KO'd. It's rough. It's rough for Benny. But let's get into the first fight of the night. All the way at the bottom here. Coach Khabib starts off the night with his prospect Tagir Ulanbekov. Tagir is pretty lanky for flyweight. And I would say the one thing that Carpenter has going for him against Tagir in this fight is definitely his endurance and stamina as the fight goes into the distance. Tagir has shown that he fades sometimes in those second, third rounds, but Coach Khabib in the corner this time around, yelling and screaming might make the difference, right? Give him that extra juice that he needs to get the job done. And I think with that said, he is definitely better all around. Wherever this fight goes, he's better grappler, better striker, has better reach, maybe not as much volume, but a little bit more accurate. I'm going to lean on Tagir to start us off with a dub. And maybe he gets a finish early, guys. Maybe he gets a finish early. Let's take a look at some of these props. His sub is plus 350. His KO is plus 1,000. They think the fight does go the distance, but maybe he gets a finish, bro, with Coach Khabib in there yelling at him. Khabib effect is crazy. Khabib effect is crazy. But I think Tagir starts us off with a dub. Next up, Ricky Turcios versus Bernardo Sopaj. Sopaj? I don't know. I don't know if the J's silent. I'll call him Bernardo. So on paper, we got a huge reach advantage for Ricky. And we also have a pretty good height advantage. You got 3-inch height advantage, a little bit more volume coming from Ricky. Well, I would say that Mr. Bernardo is definitely a better grappler. He is coming off a loss. He got knocked out. Bernardo did. He took a short notice fight against Vinicius Oliveira his last time out. Was doing pretty good and then ended up getting KO'd. But this time on a full camp, he was supposed to fight Turcios, remember? And Turcios pulled out of the fight. Then he got KO'd, which was, Vinicius came in and knocked him out. But Ricky's Ultimate Fighter winner, coming off like a couple seasons ago, he won. But I think, I don't know, man. I think, what do I got in my notes here? I think he's definitely a better grappler, more durable. Ricky could probably win if he peppers him up by decision, but I think Bernardo is definitely the heavier hitter. And on a full camp, I think he's gonna get it done, bro. I think he's gonna get it done. Yeah, it was. It sure was the nasty one. But I think Bernardo is just a little bit better, and he throws more power too. And with the grappling exchanges, the wrestling, he's probably going to win a few rounds. Yeah, I'm leaning on. There's a lot of favorites too on this card, guys. A lot of favorites. Few underdogs that I'm going to roll with, but there's definitely quite a few favorites that are probably going to win, I think, at least. Next one up, another favorite here, Rinya Nakamura. Minus 725 versus Muin Gafarov. Muin's pretty good. He's durable. He's a tough dude. But I just don't think he has anything. Maybe a little bit on the striking, but I think the speed advantage for Nakamura kind of eliminates the technical striking advantage he has. Nakamura is way faster. And the one thing that caught my eye was that Nakamura by subby plus 475. I like that. I like that one. I like that one a lot. But yeah, I think he's the next best thing coming up here at 135. They got some good prospects on the up and up at 135 and some exciting stuff here with Nakamura, Talbot. Might be missing one other guy, but definitely I think Nakamura. And I think he gets that subby, dude. I think he gets that subby. It's a nice plus 475 there. Next up, for the early prelims, this is the last early prelim. Carol Hossa versus Aileen Perez. Tough fight. It's going to be a tough night in the office for Miss Perez if she can't hold Rosa down. Rosa is battle tested, definitely has a much stronger strength of schedule, and the odds are favoring her experience. And I think in that regard, at a minus 245 favorite. Perez got some hype around her. She's got the twerking around her, and she's been winning too. She's been winning, but definitely not against competition as good as Rosa. So this is like pretty much her toughest test to date, and kind of will let us know whether she's a contender or a pretender and just a twerker. And it's a tough fight. It's a tough fight because Rosa ain't no slouch. They got some crazy lines here. The subs are crazy. The KOs are crazy. Everybody thinks this is going to go the distance. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to call. My notes. Yeah, my notes. I'm rolling with. I think Rosa probably takes it, man. I puts an end to the twerk fest, unfortunately. And usually, I know for strike's sake, we would love Perez to win, but shit, man, it's a tough test. Tough test. And look at the big thing here is the strike volume. Like, it's going to be tough. If she can't hold this girl down, she's going to be eating like 5 to 6 shots for one shot that she's throwing. And when you look at optics and the judges scoring that shit, it's not going to be in her favor if this fight goes the distance. And Rosa just keeps bouncing back up from every takedown and hits her with like a 5-6 piece combination, and then she shoots another takedown. I think, yeah, it could be like a big volume sway in favor of Rosa, and that's kind of why I'm favoring her, because if you look at her last fights, Perez, man, she doesn't throw a lot. 2 significant strikes landed per minute, 2.8. It's pretty low. So, and you got 5 takedowns per minute. So, hate to say it, but I think Rosa's probably too much for her. And that's the early prelims. Now, the fun begins. Grant Dawson versus Diego Ferreira. And Diego, at 40 years old, boys, been looking like an absolute menace. absolute menace. This guy's been absolutely wild. He's been knocking people out. I don't know what fountain of youth he's drinking out of at 40 years old, but he looks like a new rejuvenated man. And it's an interesting fight because we all know Grant Dawson's an excellent grappler. You got a very slick jiu-jitsu guy that loves to take people's back, loves to search for a sub, loves to scramble with subs. That's how he scrambles out of takedowns and control, is by going for subs, and ended up back to his feet. And Dawson is definitely chinny, bro. Dawson is definitely chinny. He's been rocked in quite a few fights. So I'm liking Diego by KO. I'm liking Diego by KO. I think it's going to be a really fun fight, though. There's going to be a lot of wild exchanges in this one. Dawson's defense, striking defense, isn't that good. He gets caught. He gets caught quite a bit, and I could see Diego catching him. That's why I'm leaning on I'm leaning on Diego, baby. Leaning on Diego is my first dog of the day. Plus 200 on the money line. His knockout is plus 550. So, I mean, he is 40. He is 40, but we definitely seen some crazier shit. Hey, yeah. If it's his birthday, you got to roll with him, right? You got to roll with him. Diego. Yeah, I'm going to roll with Diego as a dog there. Next up, we got Bogdan Guskov versus Elakana. This guy's coming in off of the couch. Not really the couch, but you know what I mean. Short notice replacement, kind of, for Johnny Walker was supposed to fight here. He pulled out, last week, a week and a half ago. We don't do even money. We do odds, baby. We do odds. Why would I bet you even money if I could take my money to DraftKings and get the better money, baby? Come on now. Playing odds. Guskov, Elakana. So I did some research on this Elakana guy, because, you never really know with these guys that walk in here. And after I seen him at the weigh-ins on the scale, dude looks like, he looks legit, bro. He looks like, he could do some damage in there. So I did a little research on him. He's definitely got a significant grappling advantage in this fight. He's definitely a excellent grappler. He could, I don't know. It really depends on how he comes out. And if he comes out shooting takedowns, dude, this guy could win this fight, bro. This guy could win this fight. But if he wants to stand and bang with Bogdan, I think Bogdan definitely carries the power advantage in this fight. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because you don't really know. And another thing about Elakana, I don't even know if I'm saying this dude's name right. This dude's never been finished yet. He has never gotten finished in his career. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles some of those power shots from Bogdan. And, yeah, it's a tough one. He's a 325. And it's tough for me to pick this one because I don't know if this dude's going to come out of the gates shooting the takedown. And if he comes out the gates shooting the takedown, shit. 3 community challenges for 311 in Strike Discord. Don't forget to hit those up. That's pretty sweet for champ holders. That's nice. Nice. Better at DK. Join the DK. I'll send you a link to our DraftKings group. We got like 20 people, 25 people in there. I do a $1 game every week just for shits and giggles. Top to win. But yeah, this one's tricky, guys. This one's tricky. I mean, if you had to pick it pre-fight, obviously, you kind of got to like Bogdan, but this one I am definitely going to be paying close attention to how this fight starts off. And if Elikana does start shooting the takedowns and get this man down early, he could pull off a hell of an upset. So be prepared for that if it happens. But yeah, I'm probably, yeah, if I have to pick right now, I'm gonna go with Bogdan, but am I putting money on it? No. So am I putting it in my parlays? No. Am I gonna watch it live and determine what I want to do live? Most likely, yes. Next up, another fun one. Zachary Reese versus Azamat Bikoev. I don't know if I'm saying that right either, but this guy came in, another short notice replacement. Was supposed to be Cedricus Dumas in this spot. We all picked Dumas like Dumas's earlier this week in Strike Now. And now we have the LFA champion, Azamat, stepping in. And it's a pretty tricky one here because Azamat's pretty good. And they do definitely have him favored. Even as a short notice, he's favored to win this fight. But I mean, how short notice, how out of shape is he? You know, yeah, it's a tough question to ask, right? If he was on a full camp and this was a fight that was scheduled, I'd probably favor him on a full camp for sure. But Reese is absolutely unorthodox, wild, crazy, and he's on a full camp, so you definitely know. I know both of these guys don't have the best cardio, but I'd take the guy on the full camp versus the guy who's not on the full camp's cardio if this does go second, third round. And yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. And I think, honestly, and Reese is bigger, significantly bigger in size. So I think that's going to be a problem for Azamat with the short notice coming in. I think Reese is going to win it. I think Reese is going to win it as a dog. Slight dog, plus 160, not too bad. But his KO is plus 450. His subby is plus 550. I don't know about the sub, but this guy throws wild shit, and he could KO somebody for sure. But yeah, I think Zachary Reese takes this one. Yep. I think so. Yeah, if it was a full camp, probably would lean Azamat, but that size difference is going to be a problem, especially if this fight goes to the second round. It's going to be wild. And our last prelim of the day, Peyton Talbot, one of the biggest favorites on the card, minus 1,300 versus Raoni Barcelos. As you can see, we got an 11-year age discrepancy. We have a 3-inch height advantage for Talbot and a 3.5-inch reach advantage for Talbot. It'll be interesting to see because we know Barcelos is probably going to try and shoot takedowns, initiate grappling exchanges. He has definitely some jiu-jitsu credentials there, but I don't know, man. Talbot's been looking like a world beater. And with that age discrepancy, got to roll with Talbot based on the metrics when those age differences is 10 years or higher. 73% of the time, your younger fighter wins. And this guy's got a significant size advantage too. So he's looked really good. We'll see if he keeps it rolling, and I think he will. Payne Talbot gets it done. Main card. Don't forget to get your 311s in the chat. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on the video. We got that pay-per-view code to raffle off at the end, and we are 5 fights left. Kevin Holland versus Rainer de Ritter. It was a tougher fight for me to pick, looking at everything, you know. Holland has a lot of trouble with larger, taller grapplers, guys that are like a little bit bigger than him, which De Ridder is. Be interested to see if De Ridder initiates the whole grappling thing or wants to stand and bang with Holland. But with that said, I wasn't a fan of how Holland was with Rampage Jackson, bro. Not a fan at all. I don't know if you guys seen that shit, but it was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy interaction with Rampage. And it's crazy because like this guy's fighting this week and he's starting fights with everybody he's talking to. Like, where's the focus, you know? And it's kind of like that's kind of been the story of his career, you know, like which Holland are we going to get? Are we going to get a focused one? Are we going to get one that wants to mess around? Like sometimes like the Wonder Boy fight, people were like, why doesn't he use his grappling? This guy's beating him up on the feet. And he took him down once and let him get back up. Yeah. I think Rampage knew this guy had a fight on the books. And I think Holland probably knew Rampage knows, like if he does anything, do the fight's in jeopardy, like Rampage is probably thinking about that stuff in the back of the head, in the back of his head, I would assume, which is probably why he didn't want to, because we all know, Rampage would have been the first dude to flip that table. But yeah, it was quite the interesting situation. Quite an interesting situation for sure. I don't know, man. De Ridder didn't impress us much in his first fight either. So he didn't really show us much. Maybe he was knocking off those UFC jitters first time in the octagon. Maybe he comes out, you know, with a bang this time around. Definitely will probably try and impose his grappling here, I think. I mean, you see he shoots a lot of takedowns. And he's probably going to try and wear out Holland, maybe try and sub him. I know a lot of people are liking that De Ridder sub. It's plus 240. That's what a lot of people are thinking is probably going to happen. But I am going to roll with De Ridder. I'm going to roll with De Ridder. Can't be disrespecting the OGs like that. Making a biased pick here. De Ridder. Sorry, all my Texas boys, but next up, Almeida versus Sergey Spivak. Another interesting one here. How's that gas tank, Jaelton? How's that gas tank, brother? That's the big question, guys. This guy, it could be one of two. I could see it going one of two ways. It could be a very, very fast, and I literally have one sentence in my notes. Could be a sloppy mess or a quick Jaelton finish. That's what I got. One line for this one. Oh, man. Sloppy mess or a quick Jaelton finish. Because we both know these guys don't have no gas after the second round. So God help us. God help us all if this fight goes past round 2.5. But after that last showing, I think Jaelton maybe he's going to bounce back. Maybe he was in the lab getting work done, doing his thing, leveling up. And we got Jaelton's KO is plus 240. His sub is plus 115. Fight to go the distance is a minus 400 at new. So, yeah, I mean, on paper, you got to roll with Jaelton. But if he has any trouble taking down Spivak, could be a rough one. And Spivak's not the heaviest guy either. They're pretty much about the same weight. They both are kind of the lighter end of the heavyweights, the 235-ish. So it'll be interesting to see how those initial grappling exchanges go down. And it'll be interesting to see how this guy's boxing and striking has come along here since he's been out after he lost the blades. So Maroa Almeida. Now this is some fun. This is a lot of fun here. A lot of fun here. I think this is the people's main event, I believe. This was actually the fight. This was supposed to be the fight. And then Jerry got injured and Poatan came and stepped in. This is the fight. This is the fight. So it was supposed to happen a while ago for the belt when Jamal had it. Jerry got injured. And yeah, it's a tough one to pick, man. It's a tough one to pick. It is very tough to pick because both guys aren't the best defensively sound strikers in there. Jerry, obviously, we know this guy's hands are always low. He's throwing wild shit. Jamal, I mean, definitely has got some crazy power. Definitely likes to sit back and snipe, but when he does snipe, he tends to overextend himself a lot more than he should. Leaves him open for counters if that initial snipe doesn't put somebody out, right? So Jerry's got a lot of crazy, wild movement. I presume this is going to be a stand-up fight. Maybe Jerry tries to initiate some grappling, but Jamal's got enough anti-wrestling to keep the fight standing. He showed that with the Glover fight. It's a very fun fight, I think, on paper, and I think when we watch this live tonight, it's going to be a treat for everybody. Man, it's tough. It's tough. And if I have to, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to pick, man. It's tough to pick. But I do think Jerry tends to leave himself exposed a lot more than Jamal does. And that might be because, look, it's pretty much a damn near pick'em, dude. It's literally a pick'em. Jerry by KO is plus 165. Jamal by KO is plus 170. Yeah, they both have the ability to put somebody's lights out. It's a tough one. And then you also got to think about all the noise that Jamal's dealing with and all the crowd love that Jerry's getting. Jamal's dealing with a lot of noise this fight. The fans are booing him, chanting Poatan, Poatan every time he was talking on the mic at the press conference. It's going to be a tough one. Tough one. I don't know. Don't know. I mean, literally, they're liking Hill a little bit more than Prohashka. And I kind of agree with them on that, just because he's a little bit more technical. Sure, Jerry's can absolutely throw a crazy ass kick, something spinning fist, or some kind of crazy shit in there and knock anybody out. But maybe Jamal's just sitting back waiting for that spin to come through, and then he's ready to pounce on it. So it's tough. It's a tough one, but I'm gonna lean on Jamal. I'm gonna lean on Jamal getting the KO, even though I hate to say it, but yeah. But I'm glad this fight's finally happening because these guys faced off like a year and a half ago, and we were all excited about it. So I don't know if this is winner of this gets Poatan next, or is Magomed definitely getting that shot? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm gonna lean on Hill, man. I'm gonna lean on Hill. Just think that unorthodoxness of Jerry will eventually get him in a little trouble at some point. Next up, Marab the Machine, Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Another one that's real tricky, guys. Real tricky. It's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. We all know Merab is absolute menace. It's a very, very hard fight for Umar, I think. And if he cannot, not because Merab has definitely gotten rocked in a few fights. Cejudo rocked him for sure. So he definitely got rocked, but nobody finishes him. Nobody finishes him, and that's the problem. And I think this is one that's really tough. They got Umar as a heavy favorite, which is wild. I know there's a lot of talk about maybe Merab's injured. He probably is injured. He actually, I mean, to be completely honest with you, there was a media day scrum Monday or Tuesday. He had an interview, and he literally said, I have an injury that affected my training camp and infected parts of my training camp, things that I wasn't able to do, and I will release the information after the fight." Not something you want to go out publicly and say. And I think that kind of swayed the line a little bit towards Umar too. But the guy has a pace and a pressure that is unmatched that nobody else has even come close to looking like, bro. The guy looks like he could fight 12 rounds in the UFC if he wanted 12 5-minute rounds. It's nuts. So I think if Umar can't get him out there, if he can't get him out of there by the third round, could be Merab time. Could be Merab time. It's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. And then with the injury talk, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Maybe Umar knocks him out first round, second round. Catches him with a nasty kick. He got nasty kicks. Got nasty kicks. But yeah, like Merab's never been knocked out. But there's a lot of people that have never been knocked out that have been knocked out. Volkanovski, Max Holloway. Starting to happen. People are dropping. People are dropping. Yeah, the legs, that's another problem. See, that's what I'm worried about. And that's probably why I'm kind of leaning, especially because, like I said, the dude's not doing himself any favors when he says shit like this in public interviews. And when you put the target out there for your opponent, obviously, they're probably going to go for the target. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Very interesting fight. But, I mean, with all the backstory on Merab, kind of got to lean on Umar. Will I be surprised if Merab is still hanging in there third round, fourth round, and sways it into his momentum? Absolutely not. But also this time around, we got Coach Khabib in the corner. Does that play a different factor? Does that give the guys the extra juice when he's yelling at them if it does get into those championship rounds? You know? I mean, could that be the difference? Is that why he's there, to make sure these guys give it their all? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't like all the noise around Merab, especially the injury noise. And it kind of seems like they're just teeing it up, getting ready for a set up a rematch on that one. But I'm going to lean on Umar. Don't forget to get your 311s in the chat. Last fight of the night. And unfortunately, I don't really have too much here to talk about. Love me some Money Moik. But damn. He gets put in there against Islam Makhachev, full camp Islam. Tough fight. Tough fight, though. I mean, this is his opportunity of a lifetime. Opportunity of a lifetime, and he can absolutely shock the world. Shock the world if he wins this fight. It'll probably be the biggest upset in UFC history, I think. Bigger than Pena Nunes, I think. But yeah, I mean, if he wins, oh my God. Oh my God. But I mean, knowing Islam, maybe just it's like, you know what? I'm gonna make it a quick night at the office, take him down. Dars, good night, have a nice day. Would be amazing story. Don't get me wrong. Would be an absolute amazing story, man. Would be an amazing story, but I just don't see where he is better anywhere. He's got to hand his Hail Mary fluke, knock out something. It's a Hail Mary, dude. It's got to be a Hail Mary. But I don't know. I don't know. Islam striking is so good. What Hail Mary is going to catch him with, you know? What's the Hail Mary? It's tough. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Very tough. I love Moicano. He's great, bro. He's great on the mic. He's on a great run right now. But I just don't see his path to victory anywhere this fight goes, unfortunately for him. God bless him for making the champ wait. And I knew in the weigh-in show, man, they didn't say shit for like an hour and a half. Nobody said one damn word about Armin. I knew. I was like, shit, he's not at the scales yet. That's nothing, bro. That's nothing. Pena was like a plus 1,000 against Nunes. There's a couple other big ones. Matt Serra against GSP. That was another plus 1,000 win, I think. There was a few like on the money line specifically where the plus, like the person who had like no absolute shot at winning won. Yep. Holly Holm too. That was another one. Yeah, there was a few that were out there, but damn, man. If Moik does it, holy shit. Holy shit. So, I don't know. I don't think he gets it done, but man, hopefully he puts up a fight in there, makes it interesting for us, but damn. Tall task to get Islam Makhachev on short notice when you were supposed to be fighting Beneil Dariush. How about the change in competition for Moicano? From Dariush to Islam. Damn. That's nuts. Yeah, so that's the card, man. It should be fun though. I'm excited. There's definitely some big questions that are going to get answered tonight for sure. That main card is looking nasty. I like it. Even though we had a shitload of changes, right? Shitload of changes, but yeah, he just got into the top 10. I mean, he got you could argue that Dustin Poirier got the Islam shot after his win over BSD, which was Moicano's last win as well. So, I mean, for people that want to argue it or you know, play devil's advocate, like, oh, why are they giving the number 10 guy? He beat the same guy Dustin Poirier beat to get the belt. I think that's the logic there. But with that said, we got this pay-per-view code to run. Good luck, everybody. Get your 311s in the chat. Don't forget to hit a thumbs up on the video. Thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate you all. And yeah, get them 311s in there. Let's see them. Good luck, everybody. And yeah, should be a fun night of fights, man. Should be a fun night of fights. I know poker's going to be starting up in a little bit. Make sure you check the community creators channel. Rios will be posting the details of that in a little bit. Those community challenges that are up, if you got any of those champ moments, don't forget to get those in there. And with that said, last call for your 311s. Going once. Going twice. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, I'll post it. I'll post it in Discord, bro. Jack Ward. Congratulations, my man. Don't know what your Discord name is, but DM me on Discord so I can get you that code. Congratulations, brother. Jack Ward, man, that's my boy. That's my boy. Vegas Jake Jack. Hell yeah, that's my boy. That's what's up. No, he ain't British. He's from Vegas, baby. That's what's up. Congrats, bro. I'll send it to you in a minute. But that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out today. Should be in for a fun one. Coach Khabib gonna get it done? Coach Khabib gonna get it done or what? He's gonna go for the sweep, keep an undefeated record or what? We'll see. But until next time, I am out, y'all. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Peace.
The guy named Diddley had a dream so big it made him feel all giddy. He loved UFC, the fights and the thrills, so he started a podcast to share all the chills. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, it's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Break down the fights, every punch and kick. Analyze the moves, every trick and flick, comparing each fighter, their strengths and flaws. Diddley's insights would leave you in awe. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Break down the fights, every punch and kick. Analyze the moves, every trick and flick, comparing each fighter, their strengths and flaws. Diddley's insights will leave you in awe. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. NFTs and fighters, a digital blend. Diddley's got the scoop, he's always on trend. From rare collectibles to the latest bout, the Final Strike podcast, there's never a doubt. From afar they gather around for Diddley's insights, the best in town. With every episode his fame would grow. The Final Strike podcast, the ultimate show. Even when the market's tough and times are lean, Diddley's resilience shines, he's always keen. Through highs and lows he stands his ground. In the world of UFC he's renowned. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Stream, bringing UFC and NFTs to the mainstream. With every word he lights up the night. The Final Strike podcast shining so bright.